BriMyselfAndEye. So today I am bringing you the highly anticipated annual or semi-annual Sephora VIB and VIB Rouge extravaganza. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I got and what I would recommend for you to get if you are a VIB or a VIB Rouge. The VIB Rouge was last weekend, but the VIB regular sale for 20% off or 10 or 15 is this weekend. So I wanted this to be kind of like a shopping guide for those of you that are shopping this weekend. So I'm going to jump right into what I got and suggest and hopefully help you find some things that you might want for Christmas or to gift to other people. I wanted to quickly add something real quick because it's so important and it's another way to like add more savings. I use Ebates to buy most of this, so I got an additional 4% cash back. So I'm actually about to get a check with cash back from purchases from Sephora and a bunch of other websites. If you've never heard of it or used it before, I will link the information down below on how you can get started. It's not a gimmick. There's nothing like sketchy to it. You literally just like enable it whenever you're on a website that has Ebates rewards, like sometimes Amazon or eBay or Groupon, different things like that, or Nordstrom will have Ebates cashback rewards. And most of the time Sephora is 8% cashback, but it was only 4% during the sale. But anyway, so make sure you enable that because I technically got 24% off-ish if you can, I'll put it down below and hopefully it'll help you save some more money and get some cash back. So the first item I'm going to bring up is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo. It actually cleans hair, eliminates sweat odor. It's amazing. I don't wash my hair but like maybe once or twice a week, and because I have really dry skin, dry hair, you guys know the rundown, you've heard my spiel, but this stuff gives you volume without giving you too much like frizz, and it does clean your hair. Like I don't feel like it's too cakey. Like sometimes when I use dry shampoos that can kind of feel plumpy almost, but this one I actually feel like my hair is clean, and it does have a residue. You do have to brush it out, so but it doesn't stay there, and it's perfect. It smells great, it works wonderfully, and I highly recommend it. The next item I'm going to bring up is the Tatcha Luminous Skin Spray. This is a dewy mist, a skin mist, and I again have dry skin, and this is what Kardashian's makeup artist used on Kim Kardashian. That's how she gets that like glow. And I heard about this from a couple different YouTubers, Jaclyn Hill, Kathleen Lights use this, and I've used it for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, and it is beautiful. Like I'm wearing it right now, and it gives you the dew without looking like a greasy, oily monster, and it just makes your skin feel so refreshed, especially this time of year. My skin gets really like creasy and parched with the change of the weather, and yeah, so especially if you live in a drier climate, I highly recommend this spray. If you're oily, you probably won't like this, but if you're normal to dry, you will love it. Next, I'm going to bring up the Lancome Bifacial Double Action Eye Makeup Remover. I got the big size because, I mean, 20% off plus 4% cash back. You can't not. But this is the best eye makeup remover I've ever found besides Mary Kay eye remover, whatever it's called. The Mary Kay version is like hands down the best I've ever used, but this is like second best to that. So this is the Lancome. You can find it at Sephora. You just put it on a cotton pad after you shake it up, and it just removes it. I wear contacts so my eyes don't get all like sensitive or weird, and it's great. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a little bit of a pricey number, but that's why I'm bringing it up, because this is a time to take advantage of something that, that you wouldn't normally get full price. And this is the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 30, treats, blurs, and protects. It is like this. It's this, you get a lot of product. This is a face primer. Like, it'll take you forever to go through this. But I got a sample of this in like a perks or rewards or whatever, and I put it on, and I immediately went to Sephora and I was like, what is this? Like I showed them the foil packet, and they're like, oh, this is what it is. And basically it helps with fine lines, wrinkles, it smooths texture, and it's got an invisible SPF protection, so it's kind of flash proof, because I know I'm always saying if you're getting flash photography done, wear a no or low SPF, but so far I haven't noticed any like white glare flashback with this primer. It favors the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, but like 1,000 times better. I don't know, I feel like it's like a face treatment, but it's a primer. So it's 2-in-1. That's kind of how I rationalized it. But by far the best primer I've ever used. It makes your makeup last all day long. And if you have any wrinkles or expression lines, it just really helps smooth them out. And it's not too heavy. It doesn't clog my pores. I can't say enough good things about the Murad Invisible or Perfecting Shield Primer. So, highly recommend. The next item that I'm going to recommend is the Sephora Superstars Kit, because you get all of this gloriousness. And like each one of these is a, let's see, $207 value, and I believe that because this beauty sponge alone, the beauty blender, is 20 bucks. This one's like $16 or $15. The Tarte is like 10 or 15. The Stila is 20. The Nars is like 25 by itself. The Urban Decay Shadow, I think, is 19 by itself. So, I mean, it's a good way to sample a bunch of stuff, or it's a good way to divide it up and make little gifts, hint, hint, for people. So, it was $75 plus the 20% off and 4% cash back. So, it was a really good deal, and I highly recommend it, especially if you already know you're going to be getting a beauty blender, or you know, a mascara, or the Stila Stale Day Liquid Liner, which is my #1 favorite eyeliner of all time. I mean, that adds up. And so if you're already going to be spending that on those few items, you might as well just bite the bullet and get the rest of it too. And if you don't like it, you can always gift it. It's the season of giving. So, moving along with other value packs that I would highly recommend, I would get the Peace, Joy, and Fab by First Aid Beauty. It comes with 5 products, and I automatically was drawn to this because of the Intense Hydration Repair Cream, because I actually use that every night as my moisturizer, and it's 30 bucks by itself, and this is 54 plus 20% off and 4% cash back, and you get like a bunch of other products. Each one of these is like $19, $20, $30 products on top of that, so you really get your money's worth with this kit, and I love it. I can't wait to try some of the other stuff. It's another way to sample a brand that maybe you like one product but you don't really want to spend that much on their other items. You get a full-size one of those moisturizers, and then a couple of either full-size or half-size of the rest of their line in this hydration repairing cream set. So I highly recommend the First Aid Beauty Repair Set. It's awesome. I think skincare is one of those things that it costs a lot of money, but it's worth it because your makeup is only going to be as good as your canvas, so you might as well invest in a good face so that you can put on makeup and it looks much nicer. Next up, I'm going to just briefly throw in 2 items that I've already mentioned in previous videos and done a review on. I'll link it below. The Hourglass Edit Palette. It's expensive, it's worth it, it's awesome if you travel or if you're new to Hourglass. And I was corrected, thank you so much by a subscriber. The one in the middle, this pinker shade, let's see, Iridescent Light, is actually the limited edition shade. I thought it was this one, but it wasn't. It's this one, and it's only exclusive to this palette. And yeah, so this palette is, I think, 80 bucks plus 20% off, and then if you use eBay, it's 4%. So you get a lot, but the products are not full size at all. They're less than half of full size. But I mean, if you travel a lot, or if you're new to Hourglass, this is the perfect way to affordably sample a lot of their products and see if you like them or not. The next items I've already kind of briefly mentioned on my channel and that I love is the Joplin Hill Becca Champagne Glow Palette. I love this palette. It is beautiful. It comes with a mirror, and again, they are travel size products too. It's not the full size Champagne Pop in there, but if you haven't gotten Champagne Pop and you don't want to spend the full money on that, I think this is a good value because I think this one's $32, and just for one of these I think is $38. So you get to try less product, but you get to try more shades. So I highly recommend this for anyone that likes highlighting and strobing. And I have seen this swatched on a bunch of different skin tones. Jackie Anias, a girl that I follow, to kind of get input for darker skin tones, and she swatched all of them and loved them. So I think it's very universal, and I like that. The next I've already mentioned in a favorites is this Tarte gorgeous little palette, this blush Bling It On palette, and you get these shades here. I love all of them. This was in a favorites video, and you've got pretty much any kind of peachy, neutral, pinky shade you could possibly need or want, and then one is kind of a shimmery shade. It's not really my favorite part, but it's still worth it for the rest of this because these blushes on their own are, I think, 20 or 30 bucks a piece, and this whole thing is 44, I believe, plus 20% off. So, good investment, and that could be like all of your cheap products that you would need. Another thing about this palette that I didn't mention my favorites, I like this one better than last year's because this one is really bulky and it was kind of a hassle to deal with. But the shadows were amazing, but it's just kind of clunky and you still get 5 shades. These are all matte, and I use the heck out of these. If you watch my earlier tutorials, then you'll see this featured in a lot of those. It's much more portable and easy to use. Next, I want to talk about the thing that first started out my holiday obsession with makeup, and that is the Nars holiday blush palettes. I've been getting them for the last 3 years now, and this one is by far, hands down, the best one they've come out with yet. And there's a few different ones I've seen online and other people show in their videos, but this is the one that I love. It's the One Shocking Moment Cheek Studio palette, and I love it because it's got so many products in here. You've got a contour shade, which I'm wearing right now. It's gorgeous. And you've got a highlight shade, a bronzer, full size like Laguna, and then these blushes right here, which are beautiful. And I think you get, let's see, Paloma contour and highlight, Laguna bronzer, Robotic, Blasphemy, Luster, and Dolce Vita are the blushes that you get. And I think Luster is a new one or a limited edition one. I don't know, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about Luster, so I'm excited. And I have loved the formula of these. I especially love the contour shade in here. I don't know why, it reminds me a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury contour that I've been hearing about. Just the shade of it kind of faintly reminds me of that. So, just something to consider. The previous palettes made this as a cute, sleek design. This one was last year's, which I like, but there wasn't a contour shade. You got a highlighter, 3 blushes, and then Laguna bronzer, because that's their most popular bronzer. I'm wearing it today. It's beautiful. And then the one before that, 2 years ago, 4 blushes, a highlight, and bronzer, but it doesn't have a contour shade. So this year is the first year they finally put a matte contour shade in the palette, and I'm very excited. I think it's well worth it, and yeah. Plus, I just love the holiday palettes from Nars, obviously. This is something I brought up because I love Aria and VIB Sale, the full-size Stila liquid lips, but this is a Eternally Yours liquid lipstick set. It's got 3, 4, 5, 6 shades. They're beautiful, and I think some of these are limited edition, deluxe size, and I mean, who really goes through a full lipstick ever? I've never gone through one, so this is a good size to try out a bunch of different shades. I think this was a good price. It was $36 for 6 of them, plus 20% off and cash back if you do it that way. So yeah, it's a great set. I love the red color in here. I just wore the purple shade a couple days ago, and these nudes are the perfect nude shade. Highly recommend those if you're new to liquid lipsticks and want to get your feet. Next up is the Makeup Forever Flash Palette Color Case. I got this because it is an expensive number, and I've been eyeing this for literally about 1.5 to 2 years. And you get pure cream colors in here, and this is an amazing idea to get if you are a makeup artist or if you know a makeup artist, because you can create, I mean, I've seen Battle Lash Beauty do a full face, like foundation, concealer, blush, eye, like everything, liner besides mascara, lip color, everything, contour shade with this palette, because you can mix and match and add and create your own colors. So if you are color matching skin tones a lot, or if you do a lot of custom work and you need a less expensive way than going out and buying like every foundation shade and a line, this is a good way of doing it. But yeah, so I'll keep you posted on this, and I'm excited to get this in my kit and try it out on clients. Then the next thing I got, the Stila Whole Lot of Love gift set. It's got 20 pearl, matte, and shimmer eyeshadows, 4 deluxe blushes, and a deluxe mascara. You open it up. It is kind of bulky. That's the only complaint that I have for it, but it's beautiful. You open it up like a letter, which is really pretty. Comes with the mirror. It's kind of floppy. And then inside here is all the goodies. Okay, so these swatched beautifully. I like this mascara. I did try it out already. These blushes are so pigmented and incredible. And then their matte shades in here are really good. I'm wearing a lot of the shades on my eye right now. And yeah, I just love this. I liked the blues in here. And then some of these glittery, shimmery shades are almost like foiled eyeshadows. So you get a really unique range of colors in here and a mascara. So it's a pretty good deal. Plus, Stila is like the first palette that I started out buying with high-end makeup. So I've always kind of had a special place in my heart for Stila cosmetics and eyeshadows. So when they had a holiday kit, I don't know if I just missed the last couple years. I haven't seen a holiday kit like that before that they've come out with. But I already have like 4 or 5 other palettes by them that I've collected over the last 3 years, so I know that I am going to love this, and yeah. And then, last but certainly not least, is this bad boy here, and this is the Kat Von D VIB Loca palette. Everyone and their mom has been mentioning this, and for good reason. It is bulky, but holy pigmentation. Are we kidding? Like, seriously? And, okay, so to compare this to the Urban Decay Electric palette, if you were going to choose between one or the other, I would go with this one because they're a little bit different. The Urban Decay Electric is still amazing, the pigmentation is incredible, and the shades are a little bit more duochrome, and some of them are pure pigment, but these are, you get more variety, and you get neutral shades in the middle, so you can take this with you and travel with it, and you've got your neutral everyday shades, and then you can blend that in with any of these colors for like a pop of fun. So I highly recommend this. It is a little bit cumbersome to travel with. It kind of just slides out like that. And but the idea with this was it's supposed to be kind of like a collector's piece. It is their holiday kit, and it's supposed to look like a old-fashioned like record. So it looks like a record case, and it's not as big as one. And the shades in here are incredible, like beautiful. You get a great amount of product. And just a little honorable mention here, this yellow, are you kidding me? Yellow, everyone was like, yellow's not supposed to be pigment. It's not. Like, the pigment in this yellow shade is unlike I've ever seen anywhere. So it's kind of like the unicorn of palettes, in my opinion, and I've seen this on everyone's channel, so I already know there's going to be a flood of tutorials, including my channel, that will be featuring this palette. So get your hands on it if you can. If you don't get any other eyeshadow palettes, then I highly recommend this one over all of them. I lied. That wasn't the last one. The next Kat Von D and the last for this collection is going to be the Kat Von D Lolita Lip Duo. It's a good deal. It's a travel size. I've got the full size Lolita, so you can see the size difference. But this is Lolita. But the story with this is they came out with Lolita, and then they redid the formula, and they messed it up, and so that was Lolita 2, so they fixed it, and then that's the Lolita that we have now. So there's going to be a third Lolita, which is going to be going back to the original OG Lolita 3 or OG Lolita. There's a big story behind it. I'm not sure on all the details, but basically you get Lolita 1 and Lolita 2 in this, which doesn't have the original Lolita shade, because that's coming out next year, re-releasing. But you do get 2 shades. One of them's a little bit more of an orange tone, which I'm interested in, because I love Kathleen Light's Oprah Miami Fever shade. And yeah, it's a good little set, and it's a good price. Plus with the discount, it's even better. So that wraps up my VIB Rouge Sephora haul for this time around. And again, these only come out twice a year. I think there was one in April and November of every year. Sephora products never go on sale. So this is a good time to take advantage of skincare or eyeshadow palettes or things like that that you wouldn't normally splurge on. Now's the time. Plus, like I said, use Ebates. Get cash back, and it'll save you even more. I'll link and information on Ebates. If you're not involved, you can sign up. And let me know what you get in the sale. I'm excited to see. I love going around and watching everyone like VIB Rouge or VIB hauls, and getting gift ideas for friends and family members. So yeah, I hope that helps. So I can't think of anything else except for happy shopping, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Shimmery shade. I always say shimmy. So it's a good investment, and it's a very kind of cheap product you could possibly it's got